In this video, we will learn how to record macro and also we will see how to edit macro. So let's start. So I have list of macros which we can record and edit. So we have list of few macros which we can record by using these keys. So let's go and start recording. So let me open another workbook where we will record and save everything. So I'm creating new file, new workbook again. So file, new. Okay, I will save every macro in book 2. Then I will rename it with whatever name I need it. So my first macro will be to add new sheet in current file and shortcut key will be Control Shift N. So let's go and record this thing. So developer record macro. So macro name will be add new sheet and shortcut key was Control Shift N. Shift N means capital N. And where you want to save, I want to save in this workbook. This workbook means book 2. Okay. So once you click OK, make sure you do only those activity which is required for the macro. Like right now we are trying to record macro to add new sheet. Okay, I forgot to tell you about description. It is not necessary to provide any description, but it is helpful if you provide any description which will help you to understand this macro is all about what. Once you click OK, make sure you should not do any non-relevant activity other than adding new sheet. So I'm clicking on OK. Now I have to add new sheet. So this program, this recording has started now, and whatever I'll do, it will record that action in programming language. So I will click on add new sheet. So manually I have added new sheet. So adding new sheet is a command which I already clicked here and that is recorded in my macro. Now what I will do, I will stop recording. Earlier it was start recording, now this is a stop recording. So once I click on this, it will stop the recording and then I can check what code has been recorded. So stop recording. I will go and check whether this my shortcut key is working or not because I assigned Control Shift N to add new sheet. So let me try Control Shift N. It is working fine. If you can see, there are so many sheets coming. So let me try once again. So now this is thing. Now let's go and check what code has been recorded behind my action. So click on Visual Basic. So I have two workbook open. One is book 1, another is book 2. So my macro is recorded in book 2 because in book 2 I said record in this workbook. So okay, book 2, this one. So this was this workbook. So this is recorded in module 2. So all the macros are getting recorded in modules and under modules it is in module 1. Sometime it may change depend on how many times you are recording. If you close this file and reopen it, the module 2 will come and your macro will get recorded there. And these are the statement which is recorded by system when you click this button. So sheets dot add and where it should be add. So after active sheet. So let me say if I am here and if I execute my shortcut key, then it will add a sheet but between sheet 8 and sheet 9. So let's go and try once again. So you can run your macro directly from here by clicking this icon, or you can run your macro from here by clicking macro, and you have only one macro, add new sheet, in this workbook. Right now there is just one macro in this thing. So you can run from here, click on run. So if you see sheet 8 and sheet 9, there is new sheet, sheet 11. Okay. And if I want to execute my code from here, then you need to put your cursor between this line and this line anywhere. Okay, and click on either run, or you can click on this icon, sheet 13, or you can click on F5, so sheet 14. So this was the first macro we have recorded. Okay, now let's record another macro, and I'll show you how another macro will get recorded over here when we are doing any action in Excel. So my next macro is okay, we have done with this one. Now I will try to use color, tab color. So control plus T I want to use to color the tab. Okay, so I am recording in this thing. So now what this macro has to do is, okay, let me adjust a little bit. So my program, what I will record a macro which will put some color on this location. I will record only once, but when I use same macro for other tab, it should uh, repeat the activity. So I will do it on sheet 1, and after recording we will try to use for sheet 2, 3, 4 and 5. So let's go and start recording to color the tab. Okay, this is small now so you can't able to see. Okay, now you can see record macro. So click on record macro. You can put any name over here. So tab color, and my shortcut key should be control T, and where you want to save, I want to save in this workbook only. We can put any description, so add tab color. Once you click OK, you will find there is some action is getting created over here. Right now there is nothing, but you will able to see it. So click OK. Now you see when I clicked OK, immediately this thing was getting created. Okay, so now I will right click on this. So you don't touch this section while recording. I am showing you just for your learning purpose. So whenever you record anything, make sure you are on this page only. You don't go with this one. So the purpose of this recording is to add new color. So how to add new color? Just right click on this tab color. I want to put it red. So when whatever I have done here, my code is getting created over here. If you notice, now I have to stop recording. Now we'll see what is happening. So this is the macro which is getting recorded from Excel. We have done it manually, and these are the codes which is generated by system. Okay, so macro recording is not 100% accurate, or it is not something which always we wanted. It is not getting recorded in that manner. Okay, so now if I want to run this macro on here, so shortcut key was control T. Let me try control T, control T. Okay, so nothing is happening. Okay, why nothing is happening? But when we tried this one first macro, control shift N, it was working fine. But when we are trying to use control T, it is not working fine as per this code. This is the code which we received from Excel by recording, but it is not exactly what we are expecting. So let's go and check what is happening here. So recording is done. Now we are into editing. We are into editing mode. So if you read the first line, okay, maybe you are confused what is the green line. So green line are nothing but it's a kind of comment in macro. So these are not going to execute. If it is a green, it's just a comment to, you can put any comment to understand your code. You can put any kind of message and that is not going to execute. These are the lines which is going to be execute. Okay. Now we will understand what is happening here and why our macro is not working. So the first line, if you see, it is saying select sheet 1. Okay. Which we don't need it. Why we don't need it? Because we may be on some another sheet. Always we will not, maybe sheet 1 is not available in my workbook sometime. In that case, it will give me error. So I don't want this statement to be execute. So I'll block this statement by providing single apostrophe. Now it will become green. It means this line is no more code. It is not going to execute at all. Okay. Now, if we try to understand this section, so it is starting from with and ending from with. Okay. So now if we try to understand this section, again, it is focusing on sheet 1. Okay. So I don't want to focus on any specific sheet which is hard coded in program. You don't have to worry about entire thing as of now because we are recording, we are not writing. So we just need to make few changes, like instead of sheet 1 we need to provide some code which should focus on the sheet where we are. Okay, let's try to understand. Okay, suppose if we are on sheet 8, then it should not go and look for sheet 1. Okay, it should focus on sheet 8 only. If we are on sheet 13, it should focus on sheet 13. Okay, so we need to make some changes so that it should focus on active sheet. So instead of this, let me copy this line and enter, paste. I am blocking this line because this it was earlier code, and now what code I am changing is here. So here I will make few changes saying active sheet dot name. It means what? So this is the name of the sheet. So instead of this, I am writing a code which will provide me the name of active sheet. That's it. I don't have to do anything else. So this was the previous code generated by system and customized code or modified code. Okay. Now let's go and try to run this code, whether this is working fine or not. So I am on sheet 4 and shortcut key was Control T. So let's run Control T. Good. So this is working fine. Sheet 4 is now with red color. Let's go and on sheet 7, Control T. This is working fine again. So let's go and sheet 11. At this time, I will try to execute from here. You can put your cursor anywhere between this line to this line. If you are outside cursor, then definitely when you will run, it will ask you which one should execute. Okay, so make sure your cursor is inside this particular module macro and then you execute. We are in sheet 11, so this is working fine. You also can execute your macro from directly from Excel. So go in macro and tab color, click on run. This is working fine. Okay. So now we have recorded two macros. Let's go and move to the third one. So we have done this also. Okay, now we will focus on remove tab color. Now what we have done is we have added tab color. Now we will remove the tab color. So by using Control Shift T. Okay, so let's go back to the sheet and I will record macro, and also side by side I'm showing you how it is working. So okay, let me close this thing so screen can be bigger one. So this is this one is record macro. You can click on this record macro and name, give any name to the macro. So remove tab color, and shortcut key I want to put it Control Shift T. This was already used here, so cap use Shift and T is for capital T. This macro is to remove tab color. Okay, so let's go and see what is happening. Click on OK. Now when I clicked OK, it is showing me blank tab color because I have not done any action as of now. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll go here and go no color. I will say no color. Okay, now my macro has recorded something. I'll stop recording and then we will modify this macro like what we have done here. Okay, so I don't need this thing always, because if sometime I don't find this sheet, it will, because if this line will be there, then always it will go and select that sheet. So I don't need this sheet anymore. So disabled by providing apostrophe. And here again, what we will do, we will write the same thing, whatever we have done here. Active sheet dot name. Make sure there should not be double quote. Okay. Now let's go and try to execute this code here. So we will try with sheet 11 because we have some color on sheet 11. So either I can run it from here. Let's try add remove tab color, run. Some error is coming. Now what is that error? So to know where this error is coming, just click on debug. So this one is coming on color.index. So as I said already, that macro is not 100%. You cannot trust on your recording because many time this is a system generated code, and we cannot say that system generated code will always help you, but this is really very important to understand the code. So this is one type where this macro is generating error. So what is that error is, if you see here, it is just taking color, but here it is taking color index. Okay, before going ahead, one more thing I want to inform you is, if you see this is highlighted in yellow, it means my code is going to execute this line, but somehow we have received error. So before doing anything, make sure you stop this program because this is in execution mode. So I'll stop it from here. Okay, or you can stop it from here, reset as well. Okay, so but I stop it from here. So instead of color index, it should be just dot color, because color index and color is both are different thing. So I will block this thing. This was come by macro, and I will change this thing like this. Okay. Now let me execute it if this is working fine. Okay. So sheet 11 color gone. Let's go and check for sheets 4 also. From here macro, remove tab color, run, gone. Or let's try with sheet 1 as well. Remove tab color. Okay, this time we will use uh, not from here, we will use shortcut key Control Shift T. Okay, Control Shift T. So this is working fine. Okay, so this is done. So we have seen add new sheet, we have seen how to add color, and then we have modified also, and from this macro we have seen how to remove tab color. Okay, now let's see what we have other things to record. So this is done. Okay, hide active sheet. Okay, now we will record a macro to hide active sheet, because some many times what is happening, if you have multiple sheet and if you want to hide it, you need to do it manually. So to hide active sheet we will use Control H. Okay, so I have so many sheets. I will start recording macro whichever sheet I want to hide it. So if I want to hide it sheet 4, so at this is just one time, so at the time of recording make sure you are on right sheet, otherwise it what will happen I'll show you. So record macro hide active sheet. Okay, and shortcut key I want to assign Control H. This macro is to hide active sheet. Okay, so once you click OK, it creates sub and end sub. So all macros, all programs are starting from sub and it is ending with end sub. So now suppose if I wanted to hide sheet 2 but I was on sheet 4. Now my action would be I have to go and select sheet 2, right? So what is happening? It is generating a code over here. Okay. So just avoid such unnecessary code. Make sure you are on right page. That's it. Okay. So now right click on this and say hide. Okay. So another code is generated over here if you can see. Okay. So that is done. Now we need to stop recording, and now I hope you all know that do we need this code or not. I hope you are very sure that we don't need this code, because if I am on sheet 5 and if I want to run this code, first this code will execute because this is looking for sheet 2 and this may generate error. So let's try. So this is generating error because this is now searching for sheet 2, but our purpose is it should work on active sheet, whatever is in front of your screen. Okay, so let's stop this code macro, and I want to block this line. I can block by just providing one apostrophe, and let's see whether now this is working fine or what. So execute sheet 5 gone. Let's go on sheet 7. Sheet 7, let me run from here. So hide active sheet, run, done, it's gone. Okay, let's go on sheet 6, and this time I will use shortcut key Control H. So let me try with Control H, done. So we have seen how to record macros and how to edit macros in this module. In next module we will start writing all the macros from beginning. So now we will save this file, save as. So I want to save in here so you guys can. Yeah. So this is lesson 1, how to record macros. Okay, And make sure you should save this file in macro enabled workbook. Otherwise, all macros, whatever you are seeing here, whatever you have recorded, it will go and you won't able to find it. So lesson 1, how to record macros. Save. Done. And let me close. So if you like my video, please subscribe my channel and like it. Thank you very much.